Hey guys, it's me, Wilson, and we're back with another video on F1 2020, and we are doing the usual PSGL F1, and we're back for round 3, and if you haven't already noticed, we're here for Austria. For once, or I say for once, it looks like it's going to be a normal race. It's completely dry in quality, completely dry in the race, so we have some hope for just a race to get back on track. Last time out in Singapore was just absolute chaos, and Bahrain was just absolute chaos. None of them went our way, and I don't think, don't get me wrong, I think some of them have shown people's true, how do I say it, pace in some sense, but others just haven't. Like there's some people up there that I'm quite surprised. And others not so surprised, to be honest. Some people just do it pure out of skill and experience and talent. But yeah, I'm not trying to throw shade, just genuinely how the seasons went so far. So hopefully Austria can be a bit more plain sailing. I think so far we've qualified 4th in Bahrain, 2nd in Singapore. So qualifying has not been the weakness. It's mainly been strategy calls, getting held in the pits, all that type of stuff. So we need to hope that the race this week goes well, and nevertheless we need to hope a good quality is the main thing. I mean, very important thing. A fundamental part of this track and qualifying, if any of you haven't raced here, if you just watch me for the fun, don't league race yourself. The track is based off of turn 1 pretty much. I mean, you need to cut turn 1 very well, and it's a bit RNG. I mean, you can get it invalidated for doing the same thing you done the lap before and not getting invalid. So we'll see how we do it here. I'll try and give you an example if I cut it well here. Coming into turn 1, and we don't really cut it, we mount it, I'd say. You can definitely cut it a lot more. This is probably a low to mid 6, I'd imagine. So coming into turn 3, that actually is, or it was a high 6 actually, never mind. It was quite off. That corner is an absolute pain in traction, as you can see. It's just a little bit twitchy on the camber. Into turn 4 now, you'll notice I use a lot of these entry curbs. It's just to open up the track. We actually take that very nicely. I mean, you can't get much nicer than that apart from the exit. And then into turn 7 or 6, whatever. Yeah, very, very nice section. I like this quite a lot. And through here, again, just very nice, flat out. We do a 0.6 split, which is actually quite a good split. I mean, we could be on for like a 0.3, maybe even a 0.2 if we nail this last. But coming around the final corner, I think that car ahead of his recon got quite distracting. I don't know if he gave us any dirt air. If he did, it would be pretty minuscule, but it was quite distracting, and you can see the rear end just washed out a bit. We turned in a bit too late, carried too much speed, and it just went wrong. And then going on to our mid-session lap, or second lap, we're actually up by 800, so we're on for a low 0.3 here, maybe a 0.2 if we do a good last, which is pretty possible considering our last corner. And yeah, coming around the final corner, it looks like it's me a low 0.2. What's going to be? Yeah, a 221, which is pretty good mid-session lap, or yeah, pretty early session lap, I'd say, which I'll take. In practice, my PB banker was a 0.1, so, and my PB overall was a 1.9, so I had high expectations. As you see, we absolutely shaft turn 1, and this is actually our quickest lap of the session. So going into turn 3, we do a 573 sector 1, which is very good for this setup I was using. Quite high wing as Wilgie moves out the way. We're about half tenth up now. This next corner is pretty important. It's probably, I'd say, up there with one of the hardest corners on the track. Taking it very tight, nice and easy on the power, and we're actually up by over a 10, so at this point we're on for a 0.0. It's looking pretty good, and Samuel Bean, yeah, likes to just get right in our way. We lose about half a tenth there, which is lovely, and then through here we're only about 600 up, so it's great to see drivers were really leaving the space and giving you sufficient space, to say the least, when it wasn't very difficult just to move out of the way. But coming around our final corner, yeah, I mean, that was just horrible to watch. We lost so much time through that lap, and I think it all stemmed from getting a bit distracted by Samuel Bean. I was quite annoyed by that at the time, and it stuck in my head throughout the rest of the lap. Then we try and do our final run. We do that, and then we're about a tenth down. I keep going until the midway through the lap, and it just doesn't go well. And then we do the rest of this lap, and yeah, we invalidate. So yeah, not good quality at all. I think that time we just done there, even though it's invalid, it would have got us P2, so very fine margins. But yeah, I mean, I think traffic was quite a big issue in this session. You can see my, oh my, I don't know if you heard that, but gee, believe that was a loud bang. My sector splits were horrible. You want to be at least in the 0.8 middle, and I think I done like a high 6 last or something, where my PB last was like a low 5. So for Austria being one of my weaker tracks, it's not been a completely disappointing, disappointing quali, but it's not been the best by any means. But nevertheless, enough of my ranting. We're about to go 5 red lights, and away we go very quick. It got me off by guard just there even, and we get a decent start. We've got a pad driver behind us, name of Mitchie, so we need to make sure we outstart him. We try and go around the outside of Samuel Bean. He doesn't leave us any room, and it looks like he is running less wing with the slipstream as well, so it doesn't look like anything can be made of it. We're going to try and get a move on him into turn 3. It doesn't look like it. We go to the left hand side to not hit his rear end. Will we be able to make anything move on it? He shoves us onto the curb, which he has every right to do, and it doesn't look like anything can happen. We're still going to keep that overtake button clicked on. Will we be able to make a move into turn 4? And it doesn't look like it, and we just remained position, which it could have went way worse considering how things have went off the start. Or not off the start, but how things have went this season. So we'll take it. We're in 5th. We can work from here. But already I noticed going through these things, Samuel Bean was quite slow to get up to pace, and I was told by somebody, I can't remember who, I need to get by Samuel Bean. I don't know if that was an indication of his pace, but I did notice throughout the race he was quite lazy through that middle sector. I don't know if it was me just being quick, but he was quite slow. So yeah, we'll just have to see how it plans out. The plan was now to do quite an early pit stop in my eyes, which was lap 11. We'll see a lot of people pit quite a lot earlier, but this lap it looks like Samuel Bean was really pressurising Jordan, and as you can see actually he was doing this thing where he went off track and then like darted to the right, which I found quite suspicious. It was almost like he knew it was almost like he knew what to do to not get a warning by going wide. So I don't know, I think that was quite suspicious. And he actually darts into pit on lap 9, so he obviously has trust in his luck. Lap 9, you're definitely, I mean there's no doubt about it, you're going to be in puncture range. You're going to be about 80%. And again, a nice thing with this game is its tyre system and tyre puncture models are yeah, they couldn't get worse, to be honest. I mean, I don't know if it's possible for them to get worse, but the way the game works and how early you have to pit, and the way the game works and how early you have to pit to defend off massive undercuts and these tires going off, and the alternate strategy, it makes these strategy calls so difficult. It's not like in real life F1 where Lewis Hamilton can pull a 20-second gap and go long and dead tires, and then have his second stint free without a worry of a puncture then maybe. But yeah, you can see the tyres are about 57%, which is quite good. We've actually been saving them a bit just to make them a bit more drivable towards the end of this stint. But yeah, they're a lot slower at this point, probably about a second. As we all dart into the pits, and as you can maybe just see, Benjamin actually drives out of the white line there, and that actually is going to help us quite a lot, because if you race in top tier leagues or you race in PSGL, if you put one wheel outside of the white line in the pit lane, that's a 5-second penalty, and it is quite strict. I do agree. I think it's a bit too strict sometimes, but I played by the rules to not get a penalty. I played it very cautiously and maybe lost even a bit of time. So and you've got to be ruthless racing at this level. So I reported him at the end of the race, so we'll see where that comes out. But nevertheless, we come out just ahead of Mitchie. I think he was right behind us in the first place actually, in pit before us. So he just got older tyres and made no grounds really. I mean literally that's all he's done. He's literally went long and made no grounds. So quite unlucky for him. Same with us, to be fair. We didn't make any grounds, but we didn't pit earlier. So yeah, Samuel Bean is still ahead. He picked in lap 9, so I was expecting at least a puncture from him. If not, he's the luckiest man in the world, to be honest. You can't get much more lucky than that. I mean, there's skill and then there's luck, and that's just luck. So he's a very lucky man. If I'd done that, I'd imagine I'd get a puncture, to be honest, just knowing me. And if Gamer done that, he'd definitely get a puncture, knowing him, considering his luck in recent races. But yeah, we actually noticed Jordan's going quite slow in this exit, so we try and go for a move. Are we going to be able to make it into turn 1? This is our chance, and we brake way too late. We absolutely straight line turn 1, and yeah, nothing is made of it. That was horrible. That was a really good moment to grab a net P4 at the time, and we've just absolutely fluffed it. So that was quite annoying watching that back. I think that was a sign of just a desperate driver, to be honest. And again, my head isn't screwed on at the moment. It's just, yeah, the last 2 races haven't been well, and I was just a bit desperate. So we need to keep our head on. We're back up to 85% ERS, and as you can see, maybe Vassar Racer's going slow. He's got no ERS, and it looks like he's got damage. And from what I heard, as we nearly run into the back of him, he actually ran into the back of Samuel Bean, I'm pretty sure it is, who, yeah, I don't think Samuel Bean done anything, but I think from what I heard, Vassar just fell out of a rhythm and drove into him and got himself damaged. So I would like to say unlucky, but he's just Vassar's just doing Vassar things, isn't he? He's just not up to standard. I'm joking. I'll shut up. So lap 29, we're trying to force Jordan into a move into Benjamin. The plan was just to drain our ERS and make him fight Benjamin, and then yeah, a concertina effect. And it doesn't really, well, it works, but it doesn't work the way I wanted it to. I wanted them to crash into each other and give me a gateway to overtake one of them. And it's a strategy I used in Bahrain, and it actually gave me a place. I think I used it in Eust, if I remember correctly. So yeah, nothing really comes out of that, which is a shame. I'm really all over Jordan at this point. I think me and Gamer's race pace is a lot better than what Samuel Bean was doing out front, because we're driving so slow. I mean, I think we're like 6.3, 6.4s or something like that at this point, which is not quick at all. So yeah, the pace was really it was a lot better actually than what this pace is. But actually, as you can see, that looks like Jordan's light was flashing there, and it was flashing, and then it went and stopped flashing. So I don't know what was going on there actually. That was quite odd. I don't know if it was just derating. So if I knew that was going to happen, I would have absolutely just blasted everything in the exit and just went for it. So, but yeah, it's pretty impossible. As you can see, a red arrow, and it's Duncan absolutely battering Gamer off the track. So nothing new there, but I was ready for my turn after seeing that. So I was pretty prepared for that. I was getting ready to save the ERS and get the brake bias ready for a good bashing session off the track. But on to lap 34, it looks like everybody's going to start making moves as Will G retires. It looks like Benjamin's going for the move in Samuel Bean. He's going to try it round outside of turn 3. I'm pretty much commentating over their race at this rate, as much of a boring race this has been. And yeah, so nothing crazy going on, but it looks like Jordan's trying to get involved. Benjamin darts to the right hand side, pretty audacious moves from the F2 champion. Is he going to make anything work? Doesn't look like it. He's going to pull back into the slipstream. He's going to live another lap, and he's going to go again next lap. So this was the plan. The plan was pretty much to hope that they crash and take a few places out of it. I wanted to go for moves, but Jordan isn't a dirty driver, don't get me wrong, but everyone just turns in on you nowadays, and it's just not worth the risk considering how bad the races have been. And I could just see it happening. If I sent them, I'd just get absolutely swiped. So yeah, it was horrible, and my engine was overheating at this point, so I was going into lean quite a lot to save the engine. I say save the engine, cool the engine down. But yeah, the tyres are 68% now. You might be able to see we're on 52% to save that, and they are fighting again into turn 3. Benjamin gets shoved off the track, just the usual as I was talking about, and Jordan takes it up the inside, and it looks like, Yeah, he's got it. So Jordan is in winning position. I don't know how Benjamin's struggling so much to overtake Samuel Bean considering his tyres. So he'll be 75, 76, something like that at this point. So he'll be very slow. So I'm surprised Benjamin didn't actually manage to get him there. And yeah, so pretty much Jordan got into the lead, and Jordan could drive slow at this point and win. I mean, he's got all the RS in the world, I imagine now, because he's been sitting behind. And yeah, that's him. That's pretty much his win, isn't it? So we try and scare Benjamin a bit, but nothing comes out of it again. And then we're coming on to the last lap now. So this is the lap. Maybe something can happen. I was just praying. Our tyres are 71%, so imagine what Samuel Bean's are. I'm pretty sure I heard at the end of the race his tyres were 81%, which is just ridiculous. How lucky can you get to not get a puncture? I don't know, but if that luck continues throughout the season, yeah, very lucky man. But last lap, as we're talking about, nothing looks to be happening. I don't know if Benjamin's going to be able to get a move. His traction should be a lot better than Samuel's coming out of turn 3 as he is on fresher tyres. He's going for the move. He goes to the left hand side. Is he going to try round the outside? Is it going to be a Lewis Hamilton and Albon situation? He makes it work. It looks like he's done it. And a good move from Benjamin. And it looks like we're going to be the last to maybe try and make a move here. But will it be able to work? Through here, the back end's really twitching about. And look how slow he goes. And that has just compromised any chance of us getting a move on him. Which is just so unlucky. As Aero actually goes for a move on us, and I was planning on turning on him. Turning in on him, and we use up our warnings there, as we had none at that point in the race. And we finished 4th. I can confirm though, Benjamin did get a 5-second penalty, and yeah, we finished 3rd. So it was the first podium in the season. Not a great race by any means, but it's one of those races we need just to carry a bit of momentum onto the next one. You just need that bit of a boost just to get up, and definitely one of those ones to get us back on track. Our teammate, I think, got 5th, I'm pretty sure. So well done to him. He's leading the championship by about. I don't want to say this and be wrong, but I think it's 4 points. So he's doing very well, and he's definitely helped us quite a lot. He's carried McLaren the first 2 rounds, considering how bad mines went. So could we see a gamer champion at the end of this season? We'll have to wait. There's 7 rounds left, but yeah, it's looking good for McLaren. We've scored a lot of points that race especially, and yeah, it's looking very good for us. I do want to say sorry if this commentary has been a bit scruffy. I don't know what's happening. I just feel I'm a bit out of tune. If anybody is still watching to this point, I feel like it might be a bit boring. So if there is anything in the comments you want to tell me to maybe make it a bit more exciting, or self-criticism, or criticism towards me, feel free. I'm open to any of it. But if you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like. I do also want to mention I do stream these races on my Twitch, which is Wilson_Hughes, I'm pretty sure. So feel free to tune in them. I don't really talk to you guys when I'm driving, but in between quali and the race I'll talk. And I often practice. And stream them on there. So if you want to tune in to that, make sure to tune in there. Usually Saturdays actually, which has been quite a reoccurring theme. But nevertheless, I'll see you guys in the next one, which is Belgium round 4. And I hope you enjoy your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Yeah, he just broke 2 lanes, smashed into the back.
When did he retire faster? He got involved in a crash with Samuel Bean, or?
He crashed into the back.
Oh, Jordan won. Oh, Jesus.